I'm Dawn Pascale and welcome to my personal kitchen. I'm 42 years old. I'm the current owner of Simply Home Goods, which is a local baking business here in Hoboken, New Jersey. I also have a crazy full-time job in which I work in corporate America, and I have for the past 20-something years. I'm of Italian descent, born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I have a wonderful, very close-knit, very supportive family. We get together all the time. We're always together. We're always laughing. We're always cooking. We're always baking. We're always eating, because really in the end, everything does revolve around food. Right? I'm a leader. I'm a team player. I'm confident, genuine. What you see is what you get. I'm loyal, quick-witted, intelligent, big-hearted, giving, very kind, very social, and very loving. I'm sarcastic to the point. I always have to give it my all. I'm determined and very witty. My friends and family always say that I should be cooking and baking for a living, and I absolutely agree. My best quality would be that I'm detail-oriented and a bit of a perfectionist, because that absolutely helps me to keep things on track and get the job done the way that it's supposed to be done. I definitely would say that that's sarcasm and probably a little bit of the perfectionist thing, but I don't seem to think so. Criticism. I absolutely take criticism as positively as I possibly could. I totally like the feedback. I think that there's always an opportunity to take that feedback and use it to your advantage, and your benefit to grow and change things about your life to make you better.
Hi everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Jan, and my neighbor, Dawn Pascale, owner of Simply Home Goods, is joining me today. Thanks for coming, Dawn.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Tell me a little bit about Simply Home Goods.
Well, Simply Home Goods, the concept is to create personalized and customized cakes and treats for my clients.
Wonderful.
So if you have a special occasion, or you just feel like having a decadent evening, I could create a personalized and customized treat for you.
That sounds great, because
I
have to tell you, don't bake.
Well, you're going to learn today.
That's what we're here for. Let's get started. What should we start on?
Okay. Well, I have prepared already a cake. Now, this could be a box recipe. It could be a homemade recipe if you choose to do so. If you are having a dinner party, for argument's sake, you can make this cake a couple of days in advance. You can wrap it in plastic wrap, and you can keep it it will keep in the refrigerator for up to a couple of days.
Excellent.
Bring it back to room temperature. If it feels a little tacky and sticky to the touch, you can use powdered sugar to take away a little bit of that moistness.
Okay.
So what I've done already is I've actually trimmed these, and we're actually going to fill them.
Oh, great.
We're going to fill it with some strawberry preserves.
And it feels okay, right?
It feels,
tacky.
yeah, it feels room temperature.
This I don't know how to do, that's for sure.
Well, the technique of holding a pastry bag, you twist it and hold it as tight as you possibly could. You hold it with one hand. This applies the pressure, and this applies the direction that you want to go in. So a little secret when you're trying to fill a cake, to prevent your filling from spilling out along the sides, is to create a little bit of a border.
Oh, that makes sense.
Now the buttercream, this is fresh homemade buttercream. As we were talking earlier about a box recipe, if you decided to use that with a cake, at least a fresh homemade buttercream.
Right, to make it more...
It would taste absolutely delicious. So then the idea is to fill. Do you want to fill?
Sure.
Okay.
I think I can handle that part.
This is plain strawberry preserves.
All right, so just make a layer of this in here.
You make a layer. Just about as high as the border itself.
And this will be sort of the glue? Is that the idea?
This would be the glue that would hold them together.
All right.
Absolutely. Now, if you wanted to, in addition, we could have actually iced the inside of this and then put the preserves on top of it, or we can also take some fresh fruit and we can also layer that in here also.
Well, there's a lot of ideas,
There's a million different things that you want to do.
So I like the idea of you making things for people, and that they can serve, and it's going to look beautiful, but it still has that homemade touch. I think that's wonderful.
Absolutely. And it's a lot of fun. I totally enjoy it. I've always loved to cook.
Right.
And I've always loved to bake, and I love to entertain.
So there.
So it's nice to bring something to the table that's extra special.
Excellent. It all works hand in hand.
Absolutely
How's that?
does. That's
Any
wonderful.
More? All right.
That absolutely would be someone who's a liar. I don't like liars, and I don't like people who have 80 million excuses for something. I think that you should just own up and be accountable and, you know, cut out the excuses because there's no need for it. I'd say absolutely all of them. I watched the show, and I know the family. I know the other, you know, folks that are in the bakery. You know, obviously including Buddy himself. I'd have to say I relate to absolutely all of that because I am the owner of my own company, and I do everything. I do the sales, I do the baking, I do the decorating, I do the cleanup, I do the delivery. And, you know, so I feel like I can't really single out one particular person. I feel like I absolutely relate to all of them. I did not graduate from culinary school. I've always wanted to go to culinary school, but I never graduated from culinary school. I would absolutely consider myself self-taught cook and baker. My parents have taught me. My parents are great cooks and great bakers as well. I did study several times under Chef Toba Garrett, master cake artist decorator at the Institute for Culinary Education in New York City. Yeah, I definitely have experience. I am the owner of Simply Home Goods, and that's been up and running for a little bit over 6 years now in Hoboken. I have taught personal one-on-one decorating and baking classes, definitely a little bit geared more toward children who want to grow up and be bakers, which is absolutely wonderful. But I have taught classes. I've participated in the Hoboken Art and Music Festival. I have a booth there. I usually do the spring and the fall, and I, you know, obviously sell my cupcakes or whatever it is that I'm featuring at that festival, and I have a raffle, you know, and it's really a lot of fun. Get out there and meet people.
So now we're going to take our second layer, and you can see that there are some little imperfections, and that's okay, because there's another secret that we're going to talk about. Another tip is we're going to talk about a crumb coat.
Okay, what's that?
When I talked about earlier trimming the cake, when I trimmed the cake, I actually saved the crumbs.
Oh, okay.
And I mixed that with some buttercream. So this is what a crumb coat looks like.
It's like a thick icing-y looking.
Yes, it's almost
mixture.
like a plaster. So what we're going to do, and especially in the case where we have the imperfection here, you would just smooth this on, and you would cover your entire cake.
So now, all along that border, or the
all
entire?
Along the border, or along the entire cake, wherever you saw that there was an imperfection, you could actually even crumb coat the entire top of the cake.
That's how they get it to look so good, right?
That's how you get it to be totally smooth. These are the little secrets that I've learned. This would be the technique of a crumb coat.
That's beautiful. I like that. So you do that all the way around?
You would do that all the way around the entire top. If you felt that it got to the point where the cake was a little bit tacky or it was a little bit hot, and before you wanted to ice it, you could absolutely pop into the refrigerator for a couple of minutes, and that would bring it back up to, you know, some sort of solid state, and then you could start with the icing.
Excellent.
I love to bake cakes and cupcakes for birthdays, for showers, bridal showers, baby showers, weddings, you know, wonderful, happy, festive events. I don't really hate any kind of baking. I'm very creative in the kitchen. When I first meet a client and they, you know, and we get together and we talk about their event and what they have in mind, once we solidify what they want the cake to taste like, and they have a general idea of what they want the cake to look like, I can start to visualize, based on their personality and their event, what they're trying to get to. And I can absolutely visualize that, and then I take that sort of creative imagination, mind's eye view of it, and then put it down on paper, and then make a cake.